Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Setting the Atmosphere, the podcast with myself, Hippie Girl TK, Sangoma Takira, however you know me by. I've been trying to get this episode out for I don't know how long, but I really don't know if it's the retrogrades, the moons. I don't know what's been going on, but I've been extremely exhausted. And so when I come home from my regular 9 to 5 and I do my mom life stuff, I might have a couple readings, whatever. And I'm exhausted. Like I'm just falling asleep into like the deepest slumber. You hear me? So it's like some days I'm like, okay, my body wants me to rest. Other days it's like, I can't even really push past this. So it's actually 10/19 and it is I don't know why I was about to say August. It's April 3rd. So tomorrow is April 3rd, 2025. So tomorrow is 4/4, the 4/4 portal. And I'm uploading this video tonight. I don't care how late I gotta stay up because I don't do no edits. So I just upload it. I don't care how late I stay up. I'm going to get out this episode before the portal because I think this episode will give you some insight on what this 4/4 portal is bringing in for us and how good it is and how beautiful it is, even in this ugly chaos that we've been going through, because we've been going through, the collective has been going through. A lot of my clients are dealing with similar situations. I'm dealing with similar situations. My coven, my family, different people are dealing with similar situations. So let me start off and say, as you know, we've been in Venus and Mercury retrograde. And if you don't know, I just told you. Those retrogrades are ending soon, as well as eclipse season. We were aware of that, has ended as well. It's still lingering. The effects of the eclipse is still lingering. But it's over with. So a lot of things are coming to an end on an atmosphere level, on a cosmic level, on a celestial level, the miraculous, the angels, the God things. It's coming to an end. Some things that we have been going through, some things that have been going through us, things that have been coming up are about to, we're in the ending of a cycle is what these events mark. So we got Venus retrograde ending April 12th, which is next Saturday. Also next Saturday is the full moon. The pink moon is called. And I will get into a little bit later of why and where it gets its name. But let's stay on this Venus retrograde real quick. We all know, us spiritual baddies, we all know that Venus, the planet Venus, is the only female named planet coming from a female goddess, Venus, from mythology, divine feminine, Venus, only one in the solar system. Only girl in the solar system. You know what I'm saying? That be in all these different alignments and shift with the other planets. The only divine feminine by name, in essence, in glory. Like melanin popping, skin glistening, real aromatic Venus. Venus is a very romantic girl. Very romantic girl. She loves money. She loves money. Venus rules our money, our love, our self-love. Okay? That's what that planet governs. So because it's been in retrograde and it's seemingly so spinning backwards, because retrograde is an illusion. All retrogrades. Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Mars retrograde. It's an illusion because the actual planet is not spinning backwards. That's what, if you look it up by definition, it's just going to tell you that these planets are appearing to spin the other direction based on the Earth's rotation and, some other cosmic, astronomy stuff. it looks like it's spinning backwards. So it's really an illusion. All what we go through during these retrogrades is not even real. But that's the topic for another day. Venus in retrograde, meaning things of love, beauty, self-love, romance, desire, lust, financial status, money, wine and dine and gifts and like nice things is all coming up. It's all in a disarray. You know, in your relationship right now, for my guys, you know, your girls could be like, we never go out. Like, I want to do something. Like, let's go do something. Or you guys could be really sexual during this time, if you know what I'm saying. Like, your other heartbeat has been beaten by my girls. You know what I'm saying? Because Venus definitely has us in this array of our sacral chakra, of our sensuality, of our sexuality. So it's like during this time you might be slipping on a pimping and texting the ex just because your other heartbeat is beating, or you know, dealing with people in a sensual way that you really should be giving your time and your energy to because they don't value you, but because Venus is appearing to be backwards, ass backwards, those type of things and those type of behaviors may show itself during this Venus retrograde. Thank God it's coming to an end, because it's like, leave him blocked, girl. Leave him blocked. We just in Venus retrograde. We're in our feelings. We're feeling like, oh my gosh. We thinking about it. We remembering the times. We're having the flashbacks. We are in that space for the collective. This is guys and girls. Like the sexual tension, the erotica, the naughtiness, the lust, the desire has been at an all-time high. And I believe that Venus retrograde, it started retrograding in sometime in March. I want to say March 7th, so bad, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that. It's like the 7th, 13th, or the 17th, something like that is when it started. So it's been a while. It's just gonna simmer down, but we always know in the back end of these retrogrades and even days after, it lingers. So this behavior, this sense of extra emotion, you know what I'm saying, and extra attention to things involving money, beauty, image, yourself, self-care, is coming to an end. So that's been really exciting. I'm a Taurus, so Venus rules my zodiac sign. So this is so my jam, and my sister's jam too. My sister is a Libra, and Venus rules the zodiac sign Libra as well. So we've been in a frenzy. We be in a group chat, like, how y'all feeling today? I'm feeling a little hot, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've just been in that space, and I know several of other people that I've talked to, that I've counseled, that I've advised and done readings for are in that same space as well. And since we're on retrograde, so we could get done with this retrograde talk, because it's had people in such an interesting space. Oh, it's been something. Mercury's in retrograde. That is ending April 7th. So happy for that. That's in a couple days. Because that throws off the communication, or that silences us. Mercury retrograde always is about communication and travel. So people might have been experiencing car trouble, flights being delayed, you know, different things like that. Tires, mechanical things, phones not working, you know, communication being misinterpreted, and people, you know, arguing and quarrelsome around these times sometimes is what you experience during Mercury retrograde. So that mixed with Venus retrograde, mixed with eclipse season, because you know we had that full lunar eclipse, and then we had the partial solar. The partial solar just wrapped up March 29th, and I think the full lunar was on the 7th. Yeah, something like that. On the 7th. So it's like, oh, we had so much going on that was like push, pull, in, out, release, stay. What do I do? So it's been a lot, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of those things are fortunately wrapping up, and then, you know, we're gonna have this very powerful full moon on April 12th. And while we're on April 12th, I don't know if you guys have seen, but myself and Gabby on Facebook. Gabby's Facebook name is La Rubia. And we're putting on a women's conference. I had the idea of putting on a women's conference because I was rejected in a way from a conference that I wanted to be a part of. Somebody on my Facebook was like, hey, I'm looking for guest speakers to come to this women's conference. And I was like, hey, like I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole lot of in between talk, but like in a nutshell, like I look a certain way on a spiritual level, and it just, you know, it was a makeup of Christian people, and you know, communication was just whatever, and I was just like, you know what, that doesn't seem like a space for me, and that's okay. So it's like I wanted to create my own space, or a space for women like myself, which are women of faith and that believe in God and the Most High, but also giving credit to nature and elements and herbs and the old ways and how we survived back in those tribal times, and what, you know, sustained our civilization, what our magic looked like, and how we could get back connected to the earth as well. Is this space at this women's conference that myself and Gabby, who is a like mind, a kindred soul, a woman of faith, you know, a great mom, and you know, she wants to be impactful to this community. So we got to talking and brainstorming, and then we had a meeting, and we're having this women's conference, and it's April 12th. It's on the day of the pink moon, and I'm gonna get into the moon, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that, and that you go to Eventbrite. It's gonna be a super dope women's conference. There will be lunch there. There will be entertainment and singing and uplifting and prayer and just encouragement and enlightenment. So if you are interested, you're in the Sarasota, Bradenton, Ellington, Port Charlotte, Venice, wherever you are, wherever you're from, wherever you're seeing this, April 12th, there's a women's conference in Sarasota called In Full Bloom, hosted by myself and Gabby, and we would love for you to be there. We would love for you to be there. I'll make sure I put the link under here so you guys could click on it and go purchase your ticket. Let us know you're coming. Bring a friend. And it's going to be such a vibe, such a good time, such a time of like connectedness and womanness and, you know, togetherness. It just vibes, just really big vibes for the girls. So make sure you are in attendance to that. Anyways, April 12th, pink moon. No, it's not pink. I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, the moon gonna be this. No, it's not gonna be pink at all. It's gonna be like a reddish, oranges, glowy color actually. But it's called the pink moon because in several different, you know, tribes and stories and ancient tales, it got its name because during this time in April is when the flower and or herb called the pink phlox, Phlox, the pink phlox, that's when it blooms. So it's all these pretty pink flowers blooming around this time. So they named this moon the pink moon. I like that it's pink because pink is a color of compassion. Pink is a color of friendship and bubbliness and giddiness, playfulness, like inner child things. We think of love, we think of romance, we think of best friends, we think of sisters and brotherhoods and just being, you know, together. So I love that it's called the pink moon. I love that it's going to be on the day of the women's conference, full of radiant love, you know what I'm saying? And I love that it's called the pink moon because it's just like, pink is just one of those light-hearted colors, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like as we're approaching, like we're already in spring equinox, as we are getting deeper in the springtime, and we're really watching and waiting for our manifestations to bloom, what other color than pink? You know what I'm saying? So also associated with this pink moon are colors of blue, yellow, green, of course pink, but like those really like springtime colors. So make sure you are working with those colors within your chakra system that I named. Pink, yellow, because pink can also be associated with your heart chakra, not just green. So pink and green, so heart matters, making sure we are releasing and letting love in and showing compassion to ourselves and others too, but more importantly to ourselves. Because I feel like during these retrogrades and what's been going on lately, it's been so chaotic that we've been very hard on ourselves. So I feel like this is a time of self-care, and I feel like pink equals self-care. Like when I think of self-care, I most definitely see the color pink. So I'm super excited for that pink moon to be coming up. Also, you guys, we're in Aries season. Shout out to the Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the big dogs, the line leaders of the zodiac. And I feel like for Aries that's watching this, you know you give line leader energy. And line leader energy is just leadership. Like, look at me, I'm in the front. They say I walk around like I got an S on my chest. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Aries, oh gosh, we've also been experiencing the fire that comes with Aries, because Aries is a fire sign. Fire signs are so lit. Fire signs are Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Off the chain. So if you have any of these, any fire in your placements in your birth chart, I'm talking to you. You know, and this affects us all, but especially Aries. You know, this full moon coming up, us coming out of these eclipse season, us coming out of these retrogrades, us wrapping up Women's History Month. We are still got that fire that's really celebrating us and our womanhood, that's really celebrating the divine feminine. And we've been very vocal about so many things lately. Like, there have been more people speaking out about so many things that affect women and children, that affect society as a whole, that affects the minority, that affects us Black people, us melanated people, us Black women, us melanated women. Like, we've really been speaking the fuck up. So pat on the back for that, because I've seen it like no other. Like the Facebook posts, the reshares, us calling out predators and calling out people that are harmful to our community, and really just be activating our throat chakra and using our soul, using our womb, using the divine to speak on things that have been covered up for so long. I'm so grateful for that. So shout out to us for speaking up. If it's on a post, if it's to someone in person, if it's to someone in private, however you are advocating and expressing what needs to be expressed, shining light on darkness, and finally saying no, finally saying no more. Love all that. That is stemming from the fire of Aries. Coming with that heat, coming with that pressure, saying, you're going to hear me. Aries, a lot of Aries are natural leaders. They start a lot of things first in their family. They're a lot of first to do a lot of things. In Aries, one of their characteristic traits, they're known for advocating for what matters. What matters most to your heart, what's near and dear to your heart, what's near and dear that's going to correct your family bloodline and tie up some loose ends and nullify and cancel and void out things that don't serve you. You know how you could do that? You could do that by fire. You could burn things out. You could smudge things out. This is a time during the spring where we could really be saging and opening the windows and opening the doors and like smoking some of that energy the fuck out of your energetic body, your biofield, your home, your car, your possession, your children. Going out and being in the sun, that's a form of smudging and using fire, using heat energy. You understand what I'm saying? Also, to be very mindful with Aries season, this affects everybody, not just Aries or fire signs. I'm talking to my Leo and my Sagittarius too right now. You can feel this sense of like quarrelsome and want to like tell a bitch how you really feel, because it's like you ain't taking no shit right now, and that's, you know what I'm saying, that's normal for right now. But make sure we are being led by the divine, you know, even in that space, you know what I'm saying? Being mindful that we're not operating off of impulses, that we're not, you know, in competition and like operating in ego and pride, because that could come with fire energy as well. So like being mindful that that energy is also out there as above, so below. So also during this Aries season, is going to be bringing things in divine order. Aries characteristic like things in order. They don't like things out of place typically, and if things get out of place, it bothers them. So it's just like things are coming into correction. Things are coming into alignment at this time as well. Love alignment, because it's like, you know, some of these events and some of our life events could have us feeling like we're not ourselves, or we're out of alignment, or we're not doing things right. And Source is telling me to tell y'all, like, we're doing what we needed to do. We're doing what we needed to do. That was napping, that was resting, that was figuring it out, that was crying it out, that was sweating it out. And it's like now alignment is coming back. Our routines and our patterns are starting to level back out again. We won't feel so tired, so groggy. We're going to be getting some burst of energy, because we all need that. I swear. I really do swear. Like, we all need this burst of energy that's coming with this fire, that's coming with these Aries seasons. So I'm very, very honored and thankful for that as well. And I'm just excited for everything that's been going on a magical level. You know, there's been some things going on with me on a creative level. There's been some transition. There's been some shift. There's been some emotions. There's been some loss and some grief. So it's like I could really use a Xanax of energy. You know what I'm saying? To just like kind of like mellow me out to where it's like I'm not in fight or flight mode. I'm not in survival mode. I just want to chill and be one with the gods at this time, be one with nature, and kind of just like not have to worry about nothing. But I'm like ready for this spark of creativity, this spark of energy. I'm ready for what's to come. I'm ready for what's new. Okay. So that's a little bit just about everything that's been going on an astro level. You know, harnessing the the power of this portal that is coming up in a couple hours. It's 10:41. So, you know, we're getting ready for this portal. 4-4, the number 4 to me speaks of foundation. You know what I'm saying? When I think of houses and I think of 4 corners and I think of like things being laid brick by brick and being built up, that's in our creativity, that's in our purpose, that's in our finances. We are trying to go into a space where we're being creative, more creative with how we're moving in our life and how we can like see some things a different way and see in color. When I think of the word creativity, I always think of the phrase see life in color. So it's like seeing the beauty of things that have been gray or that have been dark and mucky, like finding the beauty in it, stopping smelling the roses. So we just thank you, Source, for this collective reading, for this upcoming 4-4 portal, for this upcoming pink moon. We just thank you for the sacred space between myself and the collective, that we are all of divine beings. And we just thank you that we're harnessing and clearing as we need to, recharging when we need to, feeling when we need to, releasing when we need to. So we just thank you again, Spirit, for this reading and what's to come. Okay? All right. This is a general read for the entire collective. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't for someone who needs it. Okay? Just thank you. All right, what you got, Spirit? Come on, Spirit team. So that's what you're talking about. There we go. I like this. Past life wisdom is coming out here. So it's like a lot of us could be healing some past life karmic things, some karmic relationships, some karmic debt. Some of us are healing other versions of ourselves, childhood versions of ourselves, young adult versions of ourselves, you know, very adolescent versions of ourselves, and even like other, like past lives, who we were in other lives, who we were eons ago. And this is showing generation, this is showing lineage. We could be healing things on a soul level, on a soul contract within our bloodline with this coming out here, okay? Yes, lessons from your deep past are affecting your present life, meaning like we need to be in a place of releasing all of that drama, all of that baggage from back then, way back when. This could be ancient years ago. This could be dreams or visions that you've had of you living in different lives and different times, and like you keep getting that same repeat thing even in this life, this lesson. But source is confident that you're going to pass that this time. I'm confident that you're going to pass that this time, because you have to. You have to. This is why it's coming up. This is why it's out here for you, affecting your present life, because it's like we hadn't dealt with it all this time, so now it's coming back up again, and we're having to deal with some shadows. Okay, but you are supported. Look at that up under your feet. That cosmic beam supporting you, that white light supporting you, keeping you afloat through the heart center, through love, through being connected, okay? I like that already. So what other cards do you have? What other messages do you have regarding past life wisdom and what we're dealing with present moment? What is this 4-4 portal bringing up, this foundation? Transformation coming out here with a butterfly. You could have been seeing some butterflies lately. I see butterflies every day. Transformation, I'm sorry. You are changing step by step. And I don't know why. When I was just thinking about the number 4, I don't know why I thought of a ladder. And then step by step just came out. I should have just said that. But on this butterfly, if you can see this divine being in the middle again, focusing on the heart center. There's a heart in the middle. Right? And we are going through a cosmic shift. All of us are. But transformation, somebody could be born in the month of May, because transformation is 5 to me. If you've been seeing 555, you could be born in the month of May. Could be a Taurus, or you're going through a change in that month that's upcoming. After April, you're preparing for something that's happening in May. But transformation, you are changing step by step. And I like that it's backed by you are changing step by step. Give yourself grace, give yourself time, be patient with this transformation. Transformation isn't always overnight. Sometimes transformation is 5 days, 5 months, 5 years. Like, it just depends, but it's still in forward motion, is still in metamorphosis, is still going through its stages and its life cycles, how the divine sees it necessary for you. Everybody's journey is different. Like, it really sometimes grinds my gears when I meet somebody and they're like, oh, I'm not where you at. And it's like, and I'm not where you at. Like, I'm not spiritually more advanced than, you know, everybody. I'm just on a different timeline. I'm on a different wave. Me and Gabby was talking about that at our last meeting. It's like, you know, we're not comparing where each other are. I'm not where you're at and you're not where I'm at, and I don't know as much as you. But it's like, you know things that I don't know. You feel things that I don't feel. You hear things that I'm not hearing. So that's why light shines light. That's why we have to get together. That's why we have to have these sacred spaces to where we come together, because you might have something that I need for my transformation. I may have something that you need for your transformation. We're supposed to be going through this energetic shift and this change together. So source is definitely telling us to be a part of something. Be a part of the collective. You can't do this by yourself. It may seem and feel like you can because you've been in survival mode for so long, but you need to be connected to something. You need to be connected to a group of people. You need to be connected to something that's going to support you. And sometimes that's your spirit team. You know what I'm saying? Transport to working with your spirit team and working with your spirit guides, and working with animal totems and, you know, birds and different nature and grounding, but working with the life cycles as you're going through transformation, okay? We are upgrading, okay? So, peaceful awareness is coming out here with focus on your center of light. And this is like a cosmic swirl looking thing, but you know, us Floridians, that look like a hurricane. That look like a hurricane to me. That's what's coming up in my spirit. Peaceful awareness. And then, you know, like the eye of the storm is always the most peaceful. We got all this chaos happening around us, but peaceful awareness to me is definitely speaking through saying, like, you could be hyper aware of a situation and very focused on a situation, and it could be chaotic, it could be aggressive, it could be abrasive, it could feel very just like rigid and hard, but there is peace that you're going to be finding within that situation as long as you focus on center, as long as you focus on heart center things. So I'm going to definitely read that card for you. That's my interpretation from spirit, but I'm definitely going to read peaceful awareness for you. Okay, give me a second. I love that. Okay. So it said, it is time to breathe and recenter yourself in the midst of your busy modern life. Find your light within. Seek the power, stability, and softness at your core. It is always there to help you reset and stay connected to yourself. Rediscover harmony and your true peace of mind in your center, the wisdom. Find what brings you peace and calm. Seek and embrace what brings you joy and rediscover these aspects of your life. This is not the time to forego the things that heal your heart and feed your soul. You need your strength to help focus on your purpose and meet your needs. This is talking to everybody that's like, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? You're not going to find it ripping and running. You're not going to find it overworking and overworrying. You're not going to find it finding something to do when you're supposed to be resting. So it says, at times, I have felt that I needed to accomplish everything on my own, while also pursuing myself to expertly juggle all the daily tasks on my plate. This made me overwhelmed and off balance and physically spent. I was exhausted. Eventually, I found that my instinct would kick in and I would shut down in order to rest and tune inward. That's where I found the necessity to choose wisely and to understand what to delegate, release, and prioritize or embrace. What I also realized was that I was unplugged from my vitality and my resources were too scattered. That is huge. When we're not resting, when we're not resetting, our resources are scattered. Our support, our help, our prayers that we're asking the divine for, the things that we're asking God for are scattered because we won't be still and accept them and receive them. Be still. Breathe. Stop and smell the roses. Embrace the pink. Practice mindfulness. Focus on your breaths. Focus on your life. Focus on your depth. Focus on your light. Okay? So it says, I had allowed myself to be pushed to a breaking point. Now I choose a healthier pattern and reset on a proactive and consistent basis. We gotta be practicing spiritual maintenance. You guys have to be practicing spiritual maintenance, meaning we have to make something ritualistic. I know a lot of y'all religious people are scared of the word ritual, but ritual means repetitive. You do it over and over and over and over again. We need some ritualistic, spiritual hygiene. Practicing defense, practicing repelling and dispelling energy, negativity, creating a sacred space, creating a sacred bubble within ourselves, doing that with our breath and our words. And I thank you, God, that myself and my family and everybody that I'm connected to is protected from hurt, harm, danger, demonic, and psychic attacks. Amen. Something as small as that. Gotta do that. Must do that. So I'm so excited for this little collective read for the 4/4 portal, for that pink full moon that's coming up. Also, this is just a general reading that's going to be wrapping up, you know, the month of March and all of that it brought with it, all of its chaos, all of its retrogrades, all of its backward ass shit. So thank you for watching. Thank you for staying tuned with me. You just watched another episode of Setting the Atmosphere, the podcast. I hope you have a good night.